Good afternoon, Ms. Ladies. Mr. Becker.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. This is the matter. The people of the state of Michigan versus Brandon Ortiz-Vite. Docket number is 24-05289FC. Will the parties please identify yourselves for the record?
Chris Becker for the people.
Nisha Lees on behalf of Mr. Ortiz.
Katie Moster on behalf of Mr. Ortiz.
All right, we met a couple weeks ago, I believe, at a status conference. We talked about today being the time if a plea was going to be entered. It's my understanding after talking to counsel that we're proceeding with the plea pursuant to a plea agreement. Is that correct?
That's my understanding, Your Honor.
Ms. Lays?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let's do that. First of all, could the prosecutor tell, or did we have appearances?
Yes, we did.
All right. And does this gentleman need an interpreter?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Could the prosecutor tell me what this gentleman will be pleading to and what the maximum penalties are, please?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that the defendant's prepared to enter a guilty plea at this time to one count of second-degree murder, which is a life offense, one count of carjacking, which is also a life offense, one count of carrying a concealed weapon, which is a 5-year, and one count of using a firearm in the commission of a felony, which is a 2-year consecutive to any sentence received on the other offenses. Your Honor, part of this agreement is that the court will sentence him in the range for the secondary murder of 30 to 37 years plus 2 for the felony firearm. So
All right, and we'll put that on the record in a moment. All right. Sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Are you prepared to enter a guilty plea to those charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
Would you swear the defendant, please?
Sir, can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
And will you please state your full name for the record?
Brandon Ortiz-Vite.
Thank you. You may put your hand on.
Sir, you understand you're pleading to second-degree murder, which carries a maximum penalty of life or any term of years, carjacking, which also carries a maximum penalty of life or any term of years, carrying a concealed weapon, which carries a maximum penalty of 5 years, and what we refer to as felony firearm, and that is 2 years that must be served first, and then everything else is served concurrently after that. Do you understand that, sir?
I do, Your Honor.
Sir, did you read and review your advice of rights form?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Did you understand those rights? You willing to waive all of those rights and enter guilty pleas?
Yes, I did.
Did you sign the advice of rights form?
I did, Your Honor.
If I accept this plea, you'll be giving up any claim that these pleas were the result of any promises or threats that were not disclosed to this court at this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter this plea. Also, sir, if you are not an American citizen, these convictions could affect your ability to stay in this country. Do you understand that?
I do, Your Honor.
Would the prosecutor please state the entire plea agreement on the record?
The successful plea is sentenced to the second-degree murder, the carjacking, the carrying a concealed weapon, and the felony firearm, Your Honor. People would decide not to forego a possible charge in a felony murder or any first-degree murder charges that may be possible out of this. The parties have agreed on a sentence range for the court to use of 30 to 37 years, which is higher than the normal calculated guidelines for second-degree murder. But given the fact we're giving up a felony firearm, or excuse me, felony murder, we feel that's appropriate, and the court can sentence within that range, but the +2 for the felony firearm on top of that.
All right, and I'll also state that the attorneys have run this agreement by me. I've agreed to stay within those restrictions. Ms. Lays, is that your understanding of the complete plea agreement?
It is, Your Honor. It is also my understanding that the court will allow me to argue for less.
Yes.
That is my understanding.
Sir, is that your understanding?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than what we've placed on the record?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone threatened you at all?
No.
Is it your own choice to enter this plea?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions with regards to these pleas?
No.
And how do you plead on these counts? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
And are your pleas free and voluntary?
Yes.
Sir, is it true this happened in the state of Michigan in Kent County at or near the city of Grand Rapids on or about March 22nd of this year?
Yes, it did.
At that time and place, sir, you were in a motor vehicle that was being driven by Ruby Garcia, your girlfriend. Is that correct at the time?
Yes, it was.
And, sir, you shot her while she was sitting behind the wheel. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
and then you pulled her out of the car and intentionally shot and killed her. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And, sir, afterwards you took her car and drove off. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
And you were carrying a concealed weapon at the time. Is that correct?
Yes.
And, sir, you were using a firearm in committing this murder. Is that correct?
Yes.
Counsel, is there a sufficient factual basis?
I believe so, Your Honor.
I believe there is, Your
And
Honor.
I believe the attorneys have stipulated that the police reports in this matter would find a factual basis for these charges. Is that correct?
That is true, Your Honor.
That is true, Your Honor.
Is anyone aware of any other promises, threats, or inducements other than those already stated on the record?
I'm aware of none.
I'm aware of none.
Have I complied with MCR 6.302 regarding the taking of guilty pleas?
I believe you have, Your Honor.
Go ahead, Your Honor.
I'm satisfied that a jury could find you guilty on this charge. I've made no agreements or deals other than what we've placed on the record. I find that the defendant understands the plea, that it's voluntary and accurate. I'll accept your plea. I'll order a pre-sentence report. Bond is revoked at this time. Sentencing will be set for
October 31st.
October 31st at 1:30 in this courtroom. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ladies, have a good day. Mr. Becker, have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.